that has gotten into a difficult situation, but the person who has put you in that difficult situation has not really taken into consideration who you are or how perceptive you are or how protected you are. So I feel like there is some sort of betrayal or disappointment that you are being like shuffled away from or protected from. And this person didn't really expect that. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a good day. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, along with more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Sudeep. I hope you're having a good day. I would be careful with that. Hello, famous Seamus. How are you? All right, what should we start with? I think we will go with the Nightmare Before Christmas. Hello, Selena. How are you doing? I'm glad you have that. Hello, Wicked. How's it going? Happy Friday, everyone. All right, what else do we have? Ace of Candles or the Ace of Wands, Seven of Presents or Seven of Pentacles, and the Fool. So this is a new acquaintance. It could be someone you met at work. It could be someone you've started to see romantically. But this is a new beginning or something that still has some freshness to it, right? So this is part of why whoever you're dealing with doesn't seem to really know much about you or doesn't seem to understand that they can't really mess with you. Moon in the reverse, someone who doesn't have very good intentions or someone who is pretty secretive. Ace of Needles or Ace of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. This is someone who likes to be deceptive. They wear a mask or they are pretty routinely manipulating the truth to favor them. So they feel like they have something all lined up and ready to go. Now, this could mean they feel like they've got you trapped in some way, like, oh, you're going to fall in love and then you won't be able to leave the relationship, or, oh, you signed the contract to work for this company, but you didn't read the fine print. There's a sense here where they feel like they have the ability to fool you. Sorry about the lawn care noises. Hello, AOP. How are you doing? Hello, Renee. Hello, Natalia. I do personal questions about 30 minutes into the general reading with priority to those who tip. Excuse me. Six of Candles or Six of Wands in the reverse. And the double. Yeah. So we started off with two angels, right? Angel of Balance and a protective angel, Archangel Michael. It feels to me like you might be exposing the flaws of the strategy this person employs. They're expecting you to operate out of fear in a situation where you are much more likely to make a level-headed decision or make a decision based on your intuition or facts. They don't see you as being as perceptive as you are. Hello, Pink. How are you doing? Hello, Anupam. How are you doing? Hello, Kyle. What's up? Glad to hear that, AOP. Hello, Key Controller. We've got the Six of Potions or the Six of Cups. The Five of Needles and the Seven of Needles. Needles in this deck would be the swords, by the way. So Five of Swords, Seven of Swords are kind of bottom of the barrel. These are cards that talk about deceptiveness, self-sabotage, trying to create drama. And it doesn't really surprise me because we've got the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So this is someone who operates with deception as one of their main tools, right? Let's go with what's the news? No. Hello, B. How are you? Hello, Gerudo, or however I'm supposed to say that. Alex, I'm going to ask you to be respectful just once. I will time you out if you come back with that, okay? Hello, Quint. How are you doing? That is not what my gift is for. Cuffing season. Single and ready to mingle. Ready for a relationship and on the hunt. So this could be someone who they project. Some of the things that they do, they like to call out in others. They might be much more judgmental of the behavior of people around them and look the other way or pretend like, oh, I'm innocent. If somebody was to say, well, you do that same thing, isn't that a little hypocritical? I do feel like this is making it likely that we are talking about, at least somewhere in the equation, a romantic pair, even if that means we've got a friend or an ex who's jealous of the fact that you are moving on or that you are in a relationship. But we have someone here who feels like they don't have access to information that they want, so they're doing some spying or some snooping, right? Hello, Fernando. How are you doing? Hello, Enfance. How are you doing? How's it going, Brandon? Hello, Abdul. What's happening? What else do we have? Skirt. Quick getaway, the runner, and escaping. So I do think that there is somebody here who feels like you are trying to run away from them, and they're trying to find a way to keep you in their circle. So this could be someone who feels like they can wear a little bit of a mask and win you over with false promises or maybe even apologies that lack genuine intention. Hello, Manu. I hope you're having a good day. I'm writing that down for you. And I think you've been here before, so you likely know that I start those personal questions at about 30 minutes in. So I hope you don't mind a little bit of a wait, but you'll be top of the list. All right, let's see what else we've got. Hello. I don't know what your name is. Can I just call you Miss T? I hope you're having a good day. And we've got Cherry. How are you doing? Hello, Woo Woo. Hello, Glenda. Hello, Monk. How are you doing? I don't do anything related to gambling activities. I've written down your name, so if you have a different question, I will answer that. That is not what my gift is for. Okay. Hello, David. How's it going? Thank you, baby Joker. I don't see it personally, but that's cool. This is what's the news, if I didn't tell you that before. Puzzled, confused, perplexed, conflicted, and penny pinching, financial struggle, saving up, and budgeting. This could be someone who expected you to stay in a relationship because there were financial benefits, or, I take you traveling, or I buy you clothes. They may have felt that you wanted to at least kind of look the other way a little while if there were enough benefits to being in this relationship. even though they were not being very kind to you. It looks to them like a puzzle that doesn't really fit together. They don't understand why you're not stuck on them, which is interesting. All right, this is the Wild Reflections Tarot. Hey, David. This is not personal questions time, so please be patient. Or be patient. I was reading your comments. I'm going to put you in a little baby timeout because you are being quite demanding. Please remember that I do this to be kind. And I expect some respect, you know? That's all. Plus, there's some cool people in the live chat that you might be missing out on. I think you have to do that on your own, sweetheart. Hello, R. How you doing? We've got the Three of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and Justice. Interesting because both of these cards have somebody trying to figure out the balance, right? Three of Pentacles indicates that we had maybe some unfairness here. A person who, in the context of your relationship, may have expected you to do more than they were willing to give, or maybe they expected to have greater insight into what you were doing, like you have to show me your location, but they weren't willing to show you theirs. Things like that. This was somebody who felt entitled to certain things or felt like they should be in control. And I think you realized that a decision needed to be made regarding this connection, and they're confused why you walked away. They feel like there's someone else who's interested in you, and this is really concerning for them. It hurts their ego. Hello, Rose. How are you doing? Hey, Rachel. How's your day? We have the King of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Page of Swords. So there's communication that this person, who I would say is probably an ex of yours, hears about something going well for you or things improving in your life, maybe even talking about how you look if there's been a little bit of a glow up. But with this King of Pentacles energy coming out for you, it feels to me like there is positive chatter or somebody who is noticing that you have got your things in a better situation than you did when you were with them. That could, for many of you, mean you are already entertaining somebody new and it's going well, or it could mean that you have improved your finances or gotten the job you were looking for. There's something here that's making this person feel like your worth or your value has increased, and it's making them a little bit less comfortable with the idea or even angry about the fact that you walked away. They feel like they should be able to have another chance. Hello, Starlight. How are you doing? Hello, Hot Mess. How are you doing? I do personal questions about 30 minutes in. I do also offer long-form personal readings if you want to email me, wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. All right, so we've got Death in the reverse, the Ace of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. For me, it's not over. I still think that there is something between the two of us, and I want to pursue that. But they know your response is going to be, well, are you actually capable of offering more than what you did before? And I feel like this is someone who's going to lie. So this could be someone who has done whatever they could to, address the things or learn the terms that they need to talk about whatever caused the problems between the two of you in a way that makes it seem like they've thought about it, in a way that makes it seem like they're taking accountability. But we have the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Swords in the reverse. This is somebody who is not being honest about the changes in their perception or the like maturity or ego death that they claim to have gone through. This is someone who still has some unhealed things that cause them to lash out at others. They're just mad because they don't like that you have started something new, a new chapter, moved away, started a new relationship, or even that you're just not willing to take another cycle on this with them, right? You're not really interested in waiting around to see if the behavior changes. All right, this is the Tattoo Tarot. Hello, Minnesota Picker. How you doing? Thank you for the gift, Hot Mess. I appreciate it. Hello, Ham. Hello, Indo. How you doing? I hope that improves for you. Four of Swords in the reverse. Page of Cups in the reverse. And the Ace of Wands. I'm just trying to see if I got an updated question. I did not. Okay. I have no accountant abilities. That's all right. I'm sure you can find someone to help with that. So look, we've got someone who's frustrated because they feel like they should be able to have a second chance with you, but you are already focused on a different direction. You're not even like looking behind you to see if they're interested. This is strange for them. They're not used to dealing with somebody who exhibits this much self-respect, to be honest. So this Queen of Cups is also your energy. If you recall, you came through as the King of Pentacles as well. This is talking about your ability to have stability or a sense of calm, have control over your life. And this Queen of Cups energy is that intuitive side of you that knows what you need to do in order to achieve this calmer waters of the Six of Swords. So I think you know that if they're holding back or if they're struggling with regards to their emotional maturity, that's something they probably need to deal with on their own and not while in a relationship with you. All right, this is the Love Oracle. This is funny to me. I think we have some bots here, actually. Hello, Mamie. How are you doing? Starlight, just a quick warning. If you keep putting the same message in the live chat, you might get timed out. So I encourage you to have a little bit more conversation, and those personal questions start around 30 minutes, okay? I do have priority to those who tip, but I like to do freebies now and then as well. Yep. All right. All right. I might have to sneeze. All right, I think I'm all right now. Escaping family and ecstasy. Chasing thrills, excitement, and good time. So I think this is someone who didn't expect you to be making choices based on long-term happiness versus short-term gratification. And I think many of you will know exactly what I mean by that. If you have that long-term vision of what makes you happy, it makes it a lot easier for you to walk away from situations that really are not conducive to that, right? Things that seem like more like a distraction than an important part of your experience. Thanks, guys. Hello, Nicholas. Hello, Jiggy. How you doing? I know. Look at all these manners. I love it. So we have chemistry and finality. Some people think that if you have chemistry or a deep connection, or if you love someone, that is, the tie that binds. That is something that you are beholden to. But I think whoever I'm reading here, this King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups individual, has an understanding that you can love from a distance, that you can feel this connection or this chemistry with somebody and it not be the right time, and know that you need to have some separation. Finality really does make it seem more so like I think I'm done with this connection versus maybe you need a little bit of time to collect your thoughts. But there is something that this Queen of Cups feels has indicated that there's no path forward for that connection. And that's why they have been so successful, I think, in focusing elsewhere because they haven't been like playing mind games on themselves where they pretend that things are going to change when they aren't. We've got the healing card, releasing, purifying, and cleansing, along with intuition, heart song, telepathy, inner knowing, and second chance. This person comes back around. They want to have that second chance. They haven't really gone through the healing. And because you have that discernment, you're able to pick up on the fact that this is what we like to call the half-cooked burrito. If you've ever bought one of those giant burritos and followed the instructions only to find that the burrito is still cold or even frozen in the middle of it, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes people still need a little bit of time, right? Some burritos need a little bit more time in the microwave. This is somebody who wants to come back around, doesn't want to lose you, but hasn't put in the work, hasn't actually worked on the things that caused the problem between the two of you in the first place. So I think that's why whoever you are, Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, you know that it doesn't make sense, at least not now, and it maybe won't. But you're okay with that. What do we want? I think we want the Marseille Cat Tarot. We have no cats yet. Ooh. I hope that was the only one that was turned over. Yes. And that was the Five of Swords. Interesting. Five of Swords being about, sabotaging, causing problems, starting fights. Judgment. So this King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, whoever you are, you make this decision to trust your intuition and acknowledge that if this person's going to have a secretive side or if they're going to hide their intentions or be manipulative towards you, you don't have any time for them. You don't have any space for them in your life. So we have the Eight of Cups in the reverse. This person's not going to give up easily. Nine of Wands in the reverse. What's weird is this is like that you don't know what you got till it's gone kind of thing, where our less healed individual, what are we calling you? I don't really like calling people the devil or the fool. I think that's there's so many other connotations with it. We call them the Page of Cups because pages are immature. This person who's coming back around, right? The ex. They just don't like losing. They don't want to give up. They feel like they can convince you because they've seen how you look at them, or they feel like this is one of those connections that you can't deny. But that doesn't absolve them of their responsibility to do right by you, the connection, and their own healing. So they're being a bit myopic. They're not really looking at the situation in an honest way because they want to justify their inaction. Hello, Grant. How are you doing? We've got the Sun. Enlightenment. you know what's going on. You know there's better energy out there for you, even if it's for the moment your own energy. Yeah. I do see something else in your romantic life in the next 2 months. Tell me more about this other connection. There's communication that comes in that clarifies someone's interest in you. So you may have been, or you may be in the near future, kind of wondering what somebody's view of you is. Like, are you just interested in talking to me because of what we're talking about, or are you flirting with me right now? This is someone who, wow, gets clarification on a crush that someone has. We have the King of Wands, someone who's going to say, I find you attractive, and I'm interested to know whether or not you are single or available to date. And I want to make sure that I'm respectful about that. So this seems like a really strong approach to a new connection. This is saying it's going to take a little while for this to pop up for you, because there is a need to address whatever resentment or frustrations you may have dealt with in this most recent connection. But I do feel like you're going to prioritize that. There's a change in your perception, perhaps even like a little bit of an editing of what you're looking for. Maybe it's more refined. Maybe you've learned a little bit on what you don't want to accept. So we've got the Three of Swords in the reverse and the Hanged Man. I know even more now about what I'm looking for and what I'm not looking for, and therefore I don't have to waste my time on connections that are going nowhere, right? All right. This is the Soul Cat Tarot. Hello, cheer up. How are you doing? We've got the Hanged Man or the Hanged Cat in the reverse and the Seven of Swords. So now the person who has the change in perspective is the person that you are denying a second chance. This person who wants to convince you that they have healed things that they haven't, or this person who wants you to believe that the experience or the connection will improve. You see through them. And I think they're frustrated that you have this perceptiveness or this intuitive guidance. They're used to people who can be a little bit more manipulated. Hello, John. How are you doing? What else? Eight of Wands, the Tower, and the Six of Wands in the reverse. So despite what this person says, no matter what tricks they try to use or whatever promises they try to make, I see this Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles staying true to their decision, not wavering, and your ex realizes that they're going to have to accept this as a failure or you rejecting them. Eight of Swords in the reverse. You're no longer under their spell. Nine of Swords in the reverse. You have been able to let go of whatever illusion or like daydream they may have been able to create for the two of you. Five of Wands, Knight of Cups in the reverse, and the Four of Pentacles. Holding back or reserving your energy, realizing that if this person is going to act the way that they have, or if this person is unchanged, then this offer or this desire for a second chance is only like watching a movie you've already seen. Sometimes that's nice, right? You might have missed a few things, but you're like, no, no, no. Once was enough. You guys have one of those movies where you're like, I saw it once and I'm done. I don't ever want to watch it again. I'm good. Thank you, though. Mine is Requiem for a Dream. Best movie I never want to see again. Great acting. Don't ever make me watch it again. Yo. All right. This is the Santa Muerte, and then I'm going to start the personal questions after that, okay? Hello, Monet. How are you doing? No, but something tells me I don't want to. Yeah, I believe it. Knight of Cups. So this new love interest arrives in your life around the time that your healing is no longer the half-cooked burrito. Not that I'm implying you are, but you reach a very comfortable situation in terms of where you are, what's going on, who you're dealing with. Thank you, Jiggy. Intentions of person on my mind. And attraction, not as strong as it used to be. I got you. Thank you for the tip. And I would think I would start those personal questions here in the next couple of minutes, since I'm just going to pull a few more from this tarot deck, okay? Oh, yeah, no, that's a little weird. All right, what else do we have? Knight of Swords in the reverse. I think initially you don't realize that this is someone that you could be attracted to or interested in. For some of you, it's because they may have a similar voice or a similar physical characteristic to somebody that you've dated. For others of you, you may have to put them in the friend zone or not consider them initially because you meet them in a workplace or some other professional capacity. For someone in particular, I'm seeing a divorce lawyer where it's like, let this go through and be official, and then like maybe we can talk about it. Four of Swords in the reverse and the Seven of Cups in the reverse. This is someone who's a very straight shooter. They don't let you sit in ambiguity, wondering what's going on or how they are feeling. If they're interested in you, you know it. So they're going to make their intentions clear. This is that King of Wands energy, remember? Does not need to be a man. That's just stating that they're a little bit bold or a little bit more assertive about what it is that they're interested in, right? We have the 10 of Swords, the 6 of Wands in the reverse, and the 3 of Cups in the reverse. I think you two have something in common with regards to having people view you as the one that got away. So I don't know that it would necessarily come up right at the beginning. Maybe it does if you are not considering each other romantic love interest possibilities, right, or suitors. But I think you have some commonality or common ground with regards to how you've dealt with dating or exes. I think you're both the type to walk away or cut someone off or block people when you're done. Woofda. Excuse me. World in the reverse and the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. So this new person has likely let go of a long-term relationship around the same time that you have. And with the World being in the reverse, I do feel like this is somebody who is oddly very close to you proximity-wise. So you may meet this person in the grocery store. You may meet this person at the gas station. You may meet them picking up your kid from school. but I do feel like it's someone who's not very far away from you as far as distance, right? Thank you. All right, let's start with those personal questions. We've got Manu up first. We'll go with the Crow Tarot. Has there been any black magic put on me by people that know me? Is there any black magic on me, please? High Priestess in the reverse. 8 of Swords in the reverse. 9 of Swords in the reverse. There has previously been black magic on you, but you have freed yourself from it already. So are there like lingering effects? Not anymore, but there may have been for a little while after you were successful in breaking it. I do feel like you were able to somehow make this no longer have power over you. It's kind of like, I don't know, there's a lot of ghost movies out there where when you just face the thing that you're scared of, all of a sudden now it's no longer scary. This is like you at some point faced it or your words ended it. Maybe even by cutting someone specific off, right? So I feel like you're in the clear there. Monk asked a question that was gambling, so I'm going to see if there's any guidance for you in case you're still out there. Page of Wands in the reverse. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. And, wow, 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. Difficulty with communications with somebody that I feel like you're both wondering whether or not there's going to be a second chance or like a reconciliation here. Does not have to be romantic, especially since this is primarily earth energy. This feels more so to me like friendship or family. This is saying that you've got to make sure that there's some sort of open line of communication if indeed you want to have a second chance here, because it does feel to me like whoever this individual is somebody that can be relied upon, somebody who's compassionate, and somebody who genuinely cares about you. Hello, Rick. How you doing? All right, moving on to Jiggy. Should we get some new cards? We'll go with the Spanish Tarot. What are the intentions of the person on Jiggy's mind, please? What are the intentions towards Jiggy by the person on Jiggy's mind? Two of Wands in the reverse. Star in the reverse. Temperance in the reverse. 6 of Cups and Judgment in the reverse. Well, I don't really like this. The most positive card here is that 6 of Cups that's in the upright, but it is surrounded by some negative energy. Specifically, it looks like somebody who has a lot of drama or chaos that they allow to continue in their life because they don't stop the problems. This is like, have you ever been at someone's house when something malfunctioned? Like, I don't know, the food that was cooking on the stove started on fire, or the faucet didn't shut off when you turned it off, and so now you have to figure out what to do with all the water. And you like really learn about a person when they have to deal with something like that. There are some people who will just like kind of freeze, and you're like, oh, but that's getting worse. Like by the second, we could no buckets, towels. What are we doing? Some people just freeze up and they're like, I need a power reboot. I don't know what to do right now. So I guess what I'm saying is we have somebody here who does not deal with their own problems. Like, gosh, why does it smell in my apartment? Oh, I guess I didn't do my dishes for a week. There are problems, probably not dishes, but could be, that this person allows to pile up in their life. They don't make plans or they don't follow through on plans to deal with these problems. And these problems end up impacting the people that they care about. So, does this person care about you? Yes, I think they do. But they might be concealing from you the realities of their situation or trying to blame external individuals and not have to own the situation that they've created for themselves. So it's not so much that they have bad intentions towards you, it's that by being in that person's inner circle, it takes up a lot of energy or time from you. I got you, Mamie. Has Mamie already met the person that is in her future? No. But I don't think you have too long to wait. 8 of Wands. I would think within 8 weeks, actually. What's this person like? This is someone who's gone through a great loss. I'm seeing Liam Neeson in my mind, so this could be a widower. I think that's what, yeah, I think men are called widower and men widow, right? Or women widow. So this is somebody who's gone through a great loss. Someone very close to them. And I do feel like they have a tendency to be very minimal in terms of social connections or interaction. They don't have a lot of people that they get close to. But there's something about your energy that this person really likes. You might remind them of someone. I'm getting like something here, maybe how you cook, maybe the music that you like. Maybe even as simple as like how you speak. It reminds them of somebody that had given them a lot of comfort as a child. Maybe like a grandmotherly energy, not to be disrespectful, but you give them that sense of security based on something that you do. This is someone who's normally quite to themselves, but when they encounter you, they will absolutely make room for you in their life because they prioritize it. They don't move quickly on anything, but when, on most things I should probably say, but when they figure out your energy, they won't be very hesitating. Let's just put it that way. They'll move fast for them. Like a turtle race. 6 of Swords in the reverse. There's going to be an argument. There's going to be a little bit of a setback, a disagreement, perhaps pertaining to living situation or lifestyle choices. You know, I like to live by the ocean. You like to live in the desert, something strange like that where you have different preferences. But I do think it's something you would be able to overcome. Yeah, this person's going to love that about you. So don't change that. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.